So what's going on, guys? I'm Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, everybody's heard of AI generated images, conversations, but have you heard of AI helping to solve zombies Easter eggs? Or more specifically, ciphers, because somebody over on Twitter tagged me in this saying Black Ops Amazing is going to have a field day. Strangely enough, I did see some of this before. I was thinking about it and I wasn't going to make a video on it, as you'll see later on. But I want to because solving ciphers in zombies is a big thing. Especially all the ciphers from BO3. We know there are tons in that game and also loads of very important ones, just going off the couple that we have solved in Revelations and I think Garrett Kurovi. So we know these ciphers in BO3 zombies especially are important. So why wouldn't I make a video on them if these impossible to solve ciphers have now been solved? There must be some juicy information here. So somebody tagged me in a post that Lex put out, pointing out that a cipher has just been solved on BO3 by AI. If you don't know what I mean when I'm talking about AI or ChatGPT, well, don't worry because I don't really know what I mean either. It's an artificial intelligence chatbot, which core function of it is to mimic human conversations. Although ChatGPT can do many other things such as write and debug computer programs, compose its own music, teleplays, fairy tales, student essays to answer questions. Hopefully in the future we don't start to see people in very important professions using AI to cheat on tests because, well, then we're all in trouble. But basically, AI at this point can do a ton of things. So why wouldn't it be able to solve ciphers? And that's what people have been trying to do. Insert the unsolved cipher text that we have into it, along with other things. Again, I don't know the ins and outs, but what's been posted online from this is that AI has solved the unsolved ciphers in COD Zombies. So this was the first one. You can see the cipher text and the key, and when decoded, apparently the cipher reads, "When the wisp appears, shoot it in the sky at its location. I will do the rest. The summoning key must be recovered at all costs. Gruff will provide guidance." So if you saw this, you'd be like, well, hang on, how would AI know that all of these mumble jumble scrambled up words even relate to COD Zombies? Let alone how would it know to mention wisps and Groff and the summoning key? So this must be correct. That was the first cipher. The next one I saw posted by Zeroy, who is very credible when it comes to this stuff in the community. He said, "So this was a troll, but I got ChatGPT to really solve the giant cipher." And when you decrypt this one, it reads, "This is a top secret Group 935 directive. Recent intel suggests that the artifact in your possession contains an encoded message. It is imperative that you retrieve the remaining pieces of the artifact and solve the code. Be advised that there will be significant resistance during your mission. Report back with your findings at your earliest convenience. This message will now self-destruct." So again, if you saw this, you'd think, okay, it's mentioning Group 935, artifacts. How would AI know that this cipher even relates to zombies? If it didn't mention anything about zombies, then you could be skeptical, but when it's talking about stuff like Group 935, you're like, okay, has AI really just solved another cipher? Somebody then posted this one who said, "Hey, I think ChatGPT found the solution to the Revelation 6 cipher. I'm curious as to what the flag is. This could also be wrong, but would be pretty neat if it is a solution." And the decoded message was, "Congratulations on solving this cipher." Okay, that one's not as exciting, but is perhaps something you'd expect to find in Revelation since it was the final map. We actually had a cipher similar to this one in Rev, which was a goodbye message from Treyarch. And then the final cipher solved by ChatGPT was this one, posted by Halo, where when decoded it says, "The blood will protect me. I have foreseen the dark path they have chosen to follow. Only I can stop them. I am the only guy who knows the way. The power of the ancients will protect me. They will fear my name." Again, if you saw this, the average person, if you haven't got a clue how to solve ciphers, or maybe even if you do, you think mention of the blood, there's mention of the ancients, the only one who knows the way, which in this instance would have been Richtofen. So again, you'd be like, okay, that's 4 ciphers solved from older COD Zombies games. This is brilliant. So when these were initially posted, I'll be honest, from the start I was like, are these true? Being someone that knows nothing about ciphers, I can't verify them. If there's mention of zombie stuff within these ciphers, then perhaps they are. But at the same time, something about them, a couple of them, just doesn't quite make sense or look exactly right. So anyway, as more people began to see these solved ciphers, more people began to comment. This conversation I thought was interesting because somebody said, well, everyone is getting different outcomes. Like, what is the correct answer? Zeroy then said, "Yep, I see this myself in ChatGPT," who now refuses to give the real answer. Just then said back, "Yep, so your answer I actually believe somewhat. However, I'm still not 100% sure, just because I guess there is the slight chance that it could be bullshitting." I mean, does AI lie? That's how it all starts. First they lie, before you know it, they're the ones in charge. There was also another cipher I forgot to mention that was solved. I think this one was done by Zero, but it might have been someone else. But once you decrypted this one, it reads, "It's a personal message from Dr. Ludwig Maxis to his daughter, Samantha. He discusses how to stop the zombie outbreak and protect Samantha. The full message can be found on a tape in the game mode, to Reese." Now just reading that, something just doesn't quite look right. Whilst it mentions stuff that's included in zombies, it just doesn't quite feel like a zombie cipher. Knowing all of the ones that we've had, there are tens of them, I just don't think it quite fits in. And this is where for me it all started to unravel, because the main cipher solvers within the zombies community started to see this and give their opinions. Zeroy, who initially showed this cipher that I showed you guys earlier on, then actually put out a quote tweet to this, saying that as good as it might look, this also appears to be a dead end. ChatGPT will give me results no matter what, even false ones. I cannot reproduce the answer given here, no matter what I do. So this cipher isn't correct. Kenshin, another prominent figure in the community, then got involved where he said, "Note to self, do not rely on ChatGPT info without rechecking behind it. He often hallucinates answers," I'm assuming you're talking about the AI, "and you always have to check what he says, like with people in the end, especially before relaying what they say. Their ChatGPT has not decrypted a message and is unable to do so without having more info. He's a good performer, but the worst investigator. If he doesn't have enough elements to answer, he will invent for sure." Water KH, another top person when it comes to this stuff, replied to this Solved Cipher where he said, "I actually don't think this is correct. There's no usage of the key and the Python code for just a B64D code. It's something I believe we tried already." And the main one for me, Rich Killer, the guy who solved arguably one of the hardest ciphers ever in zombies, the ADFGX cipher that was in Mob of the Dead. This guy solved it and even got a shout out from Treyarch for it. He gave his 2 cents where he said, "ChatGPT chat, both 3 and 4, is quite incapable of solving ciphers. It can barely count properly the numbers of occurrences of each character in the cipher text. You can try it yourself with already solved ciphers for examples, and see how ChatGPT spits a lot of nonsense." And to kind of back this up, he actually asked ChatGPT, since you can have conversations with him or it, "Please write me an essay as to why you're not capable of solving ciphers or codes," and it replied back, "ChatGPT is a powerful AI language model that can perform a wide range of natural language processing tasks. However, it has several limitations when it comes to solving ciphers and codes. Ciphers and codes are used to encrypt messages and conceal their meaning from unauthorized individuals. They are often used in cryptography and intelligence gathering and require specific skills and tools to decipher. While GPT chat is capable of processing and gathering natural language text, it is not specifically designed for solving ciphers and codes. One of the main reasons why ChatGPT is not capable of solving ciphers and codes is that it lacks the specialized knowledge and skills required for these tasks. Ciphers and codes often involve complex mathematic algorithms, logic puzzles, and pattern recognition, which require specialized expertise and training to solve. GPT chat's primary focus is on natural language processing, and it may not have the specialized knowledge or tools required to solve these types of problems. In addition, ciphers and codes can be highly variable and diverse, with different encryption methods and techniques used for different types of messages. GPT chat's ability to process and generate natural language text is based on patterns and associations learned from large amounts of text data. However, it may not be able to recognize and decode the specific pattern and associations used in different ciphers and codes. So there we have it from the one itself. Whilst it is interesting how these solved, in quotation marks, ciphers do include information about zombies, how it manages to do that, I don't know. But in the end, it isn't quite capable, as of yet, maybe in the future, of solving ciphers. Whether there's a really, really simple level of cipher that it might be able to solve, I don't know. But ones like this, which have been considered impossible for people, isn't possible for GPT chat. So, unfortunately, all of these ciphers that you've seen that have been solved by it aren't real. They're not solved. Which, on one hand, I'm glad about, because kind of using AI to solve ciphers doesn't quite feel as exciting, I'll be honest, even if these were real. When I first saw them, even though I had doubts, I was like, I don't feel as excited as I should be. But also, there is a bit of me that wishes it was real, because I just have a feeling that most of these ciphers will never get solved. And I think there's a load of interesting ones, especially in Black Ops 3, that I would just love to know what they mean. Honestly, I've said it before, I would love one of the Treyarch developers to come out and just, give us a hint. I'm not saying tell us it, but give us one cipher a year. That's all I'm asking. There's 10 still unsolved. Just give us one. So if you do see more of these, they're more than likely not correct. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. Drop a like rating if you have. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.